Good morning. We want to welcome you this morning to the Drainage District Board of Directors meeting posted for today, November the 20th, 2018. The entire court being present, we have a quorum. Please join us in prayer.
Thank you, Judge. Let us pray. Father God, again, we give you many thanks, Lord, for another opportunity that you've given us to come serve, Lord. Thank you for this day. Just continue to pray, Lord. Lift up this elected officials that you've appointed to lead this great county of ours, Lord. Pray individually and collectively for the judge and the 4 commissioners, Lord, which they have a difficult task to manage just everything that goes on in our county, Lord. Continue to bless them with your guidance, Lord. Continue to bless them with your peace as well, Lord. Thank you for the Thanksgiving break that is coming up, Lord. We pray for all of those battling any cold weather, Lord. Provide for them as well, Lord. Provide warmth and safety, Lord. I just ask that you provide myself with your wisdom as well, Lord, and all our workers of our great county, that we will continue to work as we're working for you, Lord. I ask all this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
All right, under open forum, we have 2 individuals that signed up. The first one is Maria Jose Landeros.
Hello, I'm here on behalf of the organization of Arise, and I am one of the many leaders of their youth, and I'm here to present Mr. Joseph Palacios with the certificate in grace. We're saying thank you for not only listening to us and inspiring this leadership in us, but for giving us the resources to complete our campaign, which is on making our communities, our suburban area communities, more presentable and a place that we could be more proud of. Yo soy María José. Yo vengo en representación de la organización de Arise. Soy una de muchas líderes del grupo de jóvenes, y yo vengo aquí para darle a Joseph Palacios un certificado en agradecimiento porque nos apoyó y nos escuchó, ¿verdad? Nos dio una voz para que nosotros cumpliéramos una campaña de limpieza en nuestras comunidades. Muchas gracias.
The next presenter is Miriam Tavera.
Buenos días a todos. Aquí estamos presentes para mencionar acerca del alumbrado. Yo vengo de Las Palmas Norte. Ya metimos una petición en el mes de junio y no hemos tenido ninguna respuesta. Sé que es algo tardado y algo que a lo mejor no se puede entender de muchas maneras, ¿verdad? Pero no es un gusto ni un lujo, sino una necesidad que tenemos cada uno por toda la delincuencia o por muchas razones que hay, ¿verdad? Por nuestros hijos, nuestras familias. Y pues nomás queríamos saber, ¿verdad?, cómo va el proyecto. En nuestra subdivisión, los postes están en la parte de adentro. A lo mejor por eso es un poquito más tardado, pero también hemos sabido que en otros condados los comisionados han buscado la manera de poder ayudar. Y pues quisiéramos, ¿verdad?, que le pusieran un poquito más de interés. Sabemos que hay mucha necesidad, pero pues todos tenemos un poquito de paciencia y entendemos su compromiso que nos dan hacia nosotros, y a veces uno como persona se desespera, pero nosotros confiamos mucho en ustedes y sabemos que son unas personas humanas. Gracias.
Gracias. On our consent agenda, any concerns?
None that I'm aware of, Judge.
Motion approved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5, election administration. A, discussion, consideration, and action, but not limited to the following: canvassing election returns to the November 6, 2018 special bond election. I guess for the record, we had a total of 129,361 votes that were cast. 87,242 were for the proposition, and 42,119 against. There were document undervotes of 18,550. So, I guess for the action taken to canvass and accept the results.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 6.
On that note,
Yes, sir.
before you move on, I personally would like to thank yourself and Jaime and all your staff
Thank you.
for the efforts in going out there and educating the public on what exactly we were proposing. I know that a lot of us joined you on some of those presentations. We're very appreciative of your
Yes, sir.
efforts and the sacrifice that you made over that very quick turnaround time. But we'd also like to thank the communities and the people that voted in support of this. We've tried to be as transparent as possible with respect to the jobs that we're going to do. And we're fully committed to executing that in a timely manner to make a quick difference with respect to the infrastructure that we want to put in there. So whatever you need from us, I think we're all ready to move forward.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
move on this quickly.
We are.
And again, we thank everybody for the large majority of the county approving this and putting their trust, and we will follow through. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Item 6, approval of 2018 November General Election Service contract between Hidalgo County and Hidalgo County District Number 1 for Hidalgo County District 2018 bond referendum election that was held on November 6, 2018, subject to final legal review. I don't know if it's something that we can discuss. I know the estimate, Vale was working on the numbers. I don't know if we approved it subject to agreeing to a final number.
I would recommend to the board that would be the action, just to recommend approval subject to a final number.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yes, sir. And we're willing to pay our fair share. I think we're still in discussion
Can we
with.
divide it by a certain amount of individuals?
Valde's working on that, so if you can approve it with that condition, and then
Move for approval on that.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
great, thank you. Item 7, requesting approval of 2019 holidays. For the record, we have the holidays. We're following the same county holidays: New Year's Day, January 2019, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Good Friday, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. We were trying to propose Super Bowl Monday, but I thought Championship Tuesday would be better. However, we're not going to propose that, so we'll just stick with the holidays that are being mentioned here.
Ponte a trabajar.
No, ponte a trabajar. I got you, brother. So we're proposing just the same county holidays. Well, we had this past year as well.
Second.
Thank you.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
also interested in the Irish winning the championship.
Yes, sir. No, it's going to be, we'll be cheering. Item A, requesting approval change order number 5, reflecting an increase in the amount of $96,346.60 contract days in connection with contract number CHDD 118-0030206. Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, Alamo Lateral and Cesar Chavez Drain Phase 2 improvements. We are recommending, or my staff engineer is recommending approval. Also as approved by myself, so.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 9, application for payment number 3 in the amount of $75,208.50 from Brittany Construction LLC pertaining to construction contract number HCDD 1-18-015-0328-J09, drain improvements phase 2. Everything's in order for the recommended payment.
So moved. Second.
Those in,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I believe you have a member of the audience that wanted to address. I don't know if there was an issue that just passed.
I'm sorry, I didn't see.
Nada más quería preguntar si lo pueden hacer en español. Habíamos oído que iban a hacer las traducciones hoy en español.
Mr. Singh, I will address that concern under ours,
Okay.
under the regular.
Great.
Okay.
Item 10, approval to issue payment of the following item proceeding, review and compliance with contract terms and conditions. A, application for payment number 3 in the amount of $88,529.14 from Castle Enterprise LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACD 1-17-007-0418, Minnesota Cesar Chavez Drainage Improvements.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 11, request and approval to accept bids and approval to execute requirements agreements with multiple vendors submitting the lowest and best bid meeting all specified requirements for RFP number ACD 1-18-053-1010, inlet manholes and related items, subject to legal review and compliance with House Bill 1295 applicable.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 12, for recording purposes only. A, acceptance of certificate of substantial completion and certificate of substantial completion from Morewell LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1-17-022-0516, Schooner Draining Ditch Improvements for FM 1423 Valverde Road. Everything's in order.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 13, request and approval to complete and submit a credit application and agreement as required by vendor Northern Tool and Equipment, Blue Tarp Financial, Inc., to establish a district account for the purchase of hardware, tools, and equipment with authority for the general manager to sign credit application.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 14, request and authority to advertise and approval of procurement packet, i.e. legal notice, specifications, bid package, etc. Attached here too for Hidalgo County District Number 1, purchase of one cast iron sluice gate, RFP number ACD 1-18-058-1212, including the re-advertising of the project in the event bids are rejected or no bids are received and project is still required.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 15, requesting authority to advertise and approval of procurement packet, i.e. legal snow specifications, draft contracts, etc., as attached here too for Hidalgo County District Number 1, sale and removal of filled dirt located at Delta Watershed, RFP number ACD 1-18-084-1212, including the re-advertisement of the project in the event bids are rejected or no bids are received and project is still required.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 16, approval to issue payment on the following items. Application for payment number B1061-06 in the amount of $395,827.16 from Bullard Construction, Inc., pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1-18-002-0522. Everything's in order.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 17, requesting authority to advertise an approval of RFQ packet, i.e. legal notice requirements, evaluation criteria, etc., as attached here too for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, Independent Financial Audit Services, RFQ number ACD 1-19-001-1212, including the re-advertisement of RFQ in the event SOQs are rejected or no response are received and services are still required.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 18, requesting approval of maintenance agreement with Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 in Texas as it relates to Alamo Expressway drain, something that we're doing in Precinct 1. We've been working with TxDOT. We have that developed. I believe Legal's worked on that as well. Hey, the SEC, absolutely. At least it's good news.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 19, requesting approval of right of entry with Luis Reyes III and Edith C. Reyes as it relates to Pleasant View Drive drainage improvements. Authority of the chairman of the board to execute documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion
Thank you.
carries.
We have just a quick executive session item.
Pursuant to 551-071 and 072 of the Texas Government Code, I need a motion to proceed to executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. We shall be in executive session for a short while. We're now back in open session.
Thank you, Judge. Item 21A, real estate acquisition will proceed as directed. B and C, no action.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I wish all of you a blessed Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Safe travels.
At this time, we're going to be convening our regular meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court, posted for today, November 20th, 2018. The entire court being present, we have a quorum. Please join us in prayer.
Almighty God, we come together today for the good of the citizens of Hidalgo County. Give us your wisdom as we make decisions that will affect them today and in the years to come. Help us to work well together, recognizing that each of us are here because we want what is best for Hidalgo County. And at this time of year especially, we ask for your blessing and your guidance in all we do, and to assist us in helping those who are less fortunate. And in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any concerns with the consent agenda?
Yes, Judge, we do have a couple concerns. If we could pull out consent agenda item 10C and 11G, and for the record, Commissioner Fuentes is not with us for the consent agenda, for the balance of the consent agenda and the other consent agenda items to be taken. So if we could pull out consent agenda item 10C and 11G.
Make a motion to approve the rest of the consent.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Consent agenda item 10C, there's a correction to the invoice. The invoice should read $205,327.51. $205,327.51. We could have a
Motion approved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And Ms. Marty, could you quickly address 11G?
Yeah. Sorry. $11G is, you want me to, the 430th?
Yes.
Okay. The 430th State District Court is requesting approval to enter into a 48-month capital lease agreement with GE Capital Information Technology Solutions, RICO, USA. Monthly $252.26.
Yeah, there was, the auditor's office is noting some corrections that are needed on the requisition.
We'll take care of that. It's pursuant to the corrections.
Pursuant to the corrections. Thank you, ma'am.
Motion approved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
And Judge, Commissioners, for the record, I did state that Commissioner Fuentes was not here for the action on the consent agenda, but for the record, Commissioner Fuentes did not participate and or act on consent agenda item 10A, 10A and B, for the record. Thank you.
All right, we now would,
Mr. Guerra, do you want some kind of stating for the record the approved L item on the translation services?
Oh, yes, could you please?
Yes, under
that was
purchasing,
consent,
item
yes.
L, approval for clarification on agenda item 66377, which was approved on November 6th for the countywide interpreter translators under the contract noted. Number 1, restate the documentation, for documentation purposes, all the names already contained in the document as the individual interpreters and translators that will be the personal services providers. And 2, restate that the hearing devices for the purpose of those individuals in need to hear or listen to the translation being made by the personal services providers, individuals, and interpreting. They are merely the tool, but the provider is a person who will be here and is listed on the document. This will commence on your December 4th, on the December 4th meeting.
Our next court session?
Yes, or our next court session.
Right, December 4th or next court session.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, just. So
And that's with Davila.
Thank you. Please.
The contract is with the Davila and Associates Incorporated.
Okay, so the issue is now resolved.
It is resolved as those were the concerns that Mr. Crane had brought up, and we've addressed them with this item.
Right, and for the record, through our interlocal agreement with the Drainage District, this includes translation services for both entities.
Commencing with them first, and then going on to Commissioner's Court.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item number 5A, a resolution in support of the Veterans Crisis Line.
Sir, if you don't mind, could we do item 5B first, as some people need to leave? Item 5B, the presentation of the Hidalgo County Small Town Economic Development Grant Program.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. I had earlier talked to the commissioner about delaying it to be the item number 2 because we had some gentlemen from Austin, but let's go ahead and do it as you're suggesting.
I will try to be brief, but it's hard to do. I'm Yolanda Chapa with County Judge Ramon Garcia's office. Today we bring to you the South Texas Economic Development Grant Program. On November the 21st of 2017, Judge Garcia recommended and Commissioner Court approved the STED Grant Program, which utilizes funds from the Comptroller's Office, which primarily promotes economic development. The purpose of this grant, and the judge was very emphatic when he talked to us about it, is that he wanted to help small businesses within small communities where these businesses do not have a place to go to for economic development and growth of what they already currently have. The purpose of the grant, as I said, is to promote business entrepreneurship and offer financial and business with financial aid within smaller communities and the rural areas of Hidalgo County. Again, we want to say this is money that comes through us to the Comptroller's Office that is not to be used for anything other than economic development and literacy purposes. This money, I want to say very strongly, is not general fund money. 43 businesses applied for these grants. If these businesses were interested in continuing with the grant process, to be able to advance, we required that they attend a business training with UTRGV Small Business Development Center. They partnered with us in this endeavor, and we want to thank them at this time because they did so with 21 of the businesses that applied and attended. So thank you for partnering with us in this. An evaluation committee was comprised of business and economic development experts, and they judged the presentations. We came to you on November the 21st, and we gave you the outline of what we would require these individuals to possess so that they could be in this committee. An evaluation that was comprised for business and economic development experts judged the presentations. The judges are, please stand if you're here, Terry Salinas, Economic Development Director of the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council. Thank you. Dr. Marco Garza, Professor of the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Dr. Colin Kane, if you remain standing, I want them to be able to see your faces and call you to thank you. Dr. Marco Garza, Professor, you're here. Dr. Colin Kane, Director, University of Texas of Rio Grande Valley, Texas Rural Cooperative Center. Sergio Contreras, President of RGV Partnership. Matt Ruscat, the Executive Director of Rio South Texas Economic Development Council. These individuals worked long and hard, and they read all of the grants and came up with a final decision of who we're going to present to you today. So I'd like to thank them from Commissioners Court and County Judge Ramon Garcia for the efforts that you put into this endeavor, which helps our community. Thank you very much. Thank you. For your consideration, I'd like to present Agenda Item 5B, presentation and approval of Hidalgo County Small Town Economic Development Grant Program awardees as ranked by the Hidalgo County Small Town Economic Development Grant Program Evaluation Committee, and approval of Hidalgo County Small Town Economic Development Grant Program Agreement by and between Hidalgo County and program awardees pending legal approval. We had some questions that were brought up by the auditor, and so we want to make sure that we enter into that pending legal approval.
So you're ready for an approval?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve 1 and 2.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you, Commissioners Court, because this is truly an endeavor to help the
Are you
community.
going to tell us about them? I think some of them are here.
I would like to, at this time, to thank individuals in our office that have worked long hours and with this community and put in beyond the time that is expected of them, sometimes on the weekend, sometimes at night. This is why I'm presented, because I wanted to give official thank you shout to Michael Leo. Come out, Michael, please. Nestor Lopez. And most importantly, even though they are just as important, Virginia Jones. These three people went above and beyond what the judge asked of us to do. And we had to go through many questions that the judge had posed for us. But we finally, after a year's time, we now are able to say we've got our grantees. If approved, the 5 grants of $20,000 are being awarded today. It's a total of $100,000. I want Michael to read out the awardees.
And as we call your name, if you can just please come up to accept the check, the presentation of the check. First, we have the company named Robotics. Robotics is a robotics company that focuses on supplying educational robotic kits and curriculum to school districts. And in addition, Robotics offers a contractual internship program where fundamentals of engineering are covered prior to tackling an issue. Do you want to do them all together or separate?
With the court or by
Yeah, with the court.
With the court? Okay.
Okay. We'll do it. But for the photo, or you want to do it at the end? Yeah. The next one is Ashley Nicole Boutique. This boutique is a fashion retail shop located in the Mercedes area. The business sells clothes that appeals to both children and adults. It's a very unique, actually, business model that we got to hear from. So we'd like to congratulate Ashley Nicole Boutique. Oh yeah, her models here. These two actually were from the Precinct 1 area, from the Mercedes area, and as you'll see, we actually had really good representation throughout the county. The next project that was recommended for awarding is from the Palmview area to the west, and that is Hernandez Barnes. You can come up and join us, please. Hernandez Barnes is a business that manufactures and sells all wood portable buildings. They have been serving in the RGV area for over 22 years, and they had a wonderful presentation. The next project that we have from the Precinct 4 area, very much to the north, is Cappadonna Wrench. Another very unique product. This is a family-owned business that creates mesquite bean-based products, such as jelly, coffee, tea, and flour. The mesquite bean is considered a superfood due to its low glycemic index, high fiber, protein, iron, zinc, and more. So congratulations to Cappadonna Wrench. And last but not least is the Green Thumb Nursery. There you go. from the Precinct 1 area. They're a business devoted to the planting, growing, and selling of citrus trees. They focus on providing the general public and specialty farms with large citrus trees. Again, we had 43 applicants throughout the county. As a reminder, the focus was on the rural and incorporated areas and the smaller cities with populations of less than 20,000. We had really good representation in the applications, as well as the awards. It just kind of turned out that that way. We have representation from the far east, from the far west, and the far north. So we believe that this program, this initiative, this pilot was a success, and we look forward to future endeavors in the future. Yeah.
If we could take a picture now with the commissioners. Do what? Oh, okay. Let's do this and then the committee. Okay. Ivana, how you want? We'll let them do it on their own.
Ivana, ask Jackie, is this good? Can you please step on the carpet, sir? Up on top.
We got it.
Is this out of the way, Ivana?
Is this out of the way?
Would you want to ask Jackie? Is this out of the way enough for the photo? Let me see. Yeah, they can do that front. You're front and center, everyone. Please, everybody look front and center and smile. Coming through, please. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
Now the judges.
Congratulations.
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 Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations. Keep up the good work.
Oh, yeah? I thought we were going to...
We are.
Thank you so much.
Just go
using the jellies on everything. It's good stuff. Really good stuff.
Good.
For the photos, just make sure you stand on the patterned carpet, please. Stand on the patterned carpet, please.
Let me have your coat. Let me have your coat.
To answer the big questions on everyone's mind, yes, you can take the checks home. Cash it.
Yeah, all right. And congratulations.
Se acordó que no te había dejado.
No, she came back and said hi to Joe. After she did it, and then she came back and
Congratulations.
are you going
Commissioners, at this time, would you all like to make any kind of statement?
Real quickly, I just wanted to recognize the Mayor Mercedes, Mr. Mayor Hinojosa, for being here to support one of his constituents and business owners. But I think this is a great program. I like that we're out looking in the rural and trying to support small businesses. This is a tremendous deal for them. It's really hard to get a bank loan when you're just starting, so this is a tremendous opportunity for them. So congratulations to all of you in the judge's office and the judge himself for putting this effort forward.
We do want to stress that the monies that are involved are not tax dollars. They are monies that are sent to our county by the Comptroller's office specifically for economic development here in the county. And again, I want to make sure that I personally thank all of you, all of the 43 that participated, and congratulate the 5 of you that won.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All I want to congratulate is Hernandez Barnes. For my precinct, of course, everybody else, congratulate you. And I want to say that this, like the judge said, and Commissioner Cantu, this is not taxpayers' money. This is a grant, and it's all because of you guys that really made it possible. Thank you so much.
And if I just can share, I've been an avid buyer of the Cappadonna product of the mesquite bean. Been buying it for quite some time now, but I look forward for all those others that won. I look forward to visiting your shops, and anytime I find a need in any of these respective things that you do, I look forward to meeting you personally at your business. So congratulations.
I want to say that these applications are available for you if you get any questions at all, Commissioners. It was a very fulfilling role to play, but it was also a very carefully thought out process because there were a lot of applicants who did not meet the requirements. But for example, the one, Ashley Nicole, I have to talk about. This young lady has so many businesses that she had started and created on her own as young as she is. And so we have a great future in this community, no doubt. Thank you all very much.
We want to make sure we don't forget to thank the people that did the hard work, the evaluation committee. They're the ones that sat through all these 43 presentations. We certainly want to thank you, and want to make sure that we stress that the decision was 100% their decision. And thank you for all of the effort and the hard work that you put into this project.
One of the evaluators who wasn't here today, Sergio Contreras, wanted us to mention that this program has inspired them to do something at the RGV partnership. They're working with the school district now, and they're going to give similar awards at smaller levels to actual students, and they're partnering with the schools now. So it's encouraging to hear things like that.
Awesome.
All right. We'll now move back up to item number 5A. Resolution in support of the Veterans Crisis Line.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Julia Sullivan with the Public Affairs Office, County Judge's Office. Resolution in support of the Veterans Crisis Line. And if everyone who's here for this resolution can come up and stand to my right, please, as I'm reading this. Whereas the men and women of Hidalgo County are among the most patriotic in the nation, volunteering to serve in both times of war and peace. And whereas there are over 9.5 million veterans in the United States, with more than 1.5 million veterans living in Texas, and 20,745 veterans living in Hidalgo County. And whereas many of our veterans have made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our flag and nation, others have made it home only to find it difficult to resume their lives due to physical or spiritual injuries and trauma. And whereas for many veterans, the transition to civilian life is a difficult one, especially for those who return home with symptoms of post-traumatic stress or other injuries. And whereas nationwide 20 veterans a day lose their lives to suicide, of those, 14 of them had no contact with the Veterans Administration whatsoever. And whereas veterans and service members in crisis have access to specially trained responders to assist them 24 hours a day, 365 days per year, the Veterans Crisis Line includes a telephone number, 1-800-273-8255. They just need to press 1 to talk to someone. Or they can chat online at veteranscrisisline.net/chat. Or they can text message at the number 838-255 to get help. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby supports the Veterans Administration efforts to support service members and veterans in crisis via the Veterans Crisis Line, and encourages all Hidalgo County residents to save those numbers and website and to share it with veterans and service members in crisis. Dated this 20th day of November 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And here to say a little more about this program is someone who's been working with it very closely, Jaime Longoria, the Executive Director of the Community Service Agency, and he'll introduce our distinguished guests as well.
Thank you, Julie. Commissioners, Judge, today we're here to talk about a very serious issue in our community. You might ask, how did the Community Service Agency get involved with veterans' suicide issues? And the answer is very simple. A few years ago, we applied for a grant through the Texas Veterans Commission. And that shed a little bit of light on the plight of veterans coming home, veterans that are living in our community, veterans that are struggling in our community on a day-to-day basis. We at the Community Service Agency started to partner with different organizations, started to talk to veteran service organizations in an effort to identify the issues that are affecting our veterans. And one of the issues that was burning in our minds was the fact that 20 veterans a day in our country commit suicide, young and old, from all different walks of life. One is too many. I don't need to say that, but one is certainly too many. And then something else that hit us was, of those 20 veterans that commit suicide on a daily basis, 14 of them had no connection whatsoever to the Veterans Administration, the VA, the very organization that is designed to address the needs, the very unique needs of veterans. We thought that was an incredible number. 14 out of 20 had no connection to what I call the mothership. So what we did was we started to look around for partners, for organizations that we could work with, and we started to ask ourselves, what could we do at CSA to address that through our little $300,000 grant? We've started to talk to the Veterans Administration, and we uncovered a great partnership. And something very simple that we can do, and that is save the phone number of this Veterans Crisis Line and pass it on to friends, family, and to the veterans themselves who might be struggling. So here I'm going to introduce my guests that have come to speak on behalf of this issue. Is Mr. Romero Martinez. He's the director of the VA Texas Valley Coastal Bend. We also have Catherine Mesmer. She's a nurse executive. We have Dr. Eric Kendall, the chief of staff. We have Dr. Rodolfo Quintana, the suicide prevention coordinator for our region. We have Hugo Martinez, the customer service manager. Tad Baez, he's the executive administrator to the director. We also have with us, we have Michael Carmona, he's with the VA Public Affairs, and Ray Leal, the VA Public Affairs as well. We also have Mr. Emilio de los Santos, who's our County Veterans Service Officer, Mr. Frank Garza, our County Veterans Service Officer. We have Cecilia Garcia, she's a VA case manager. We also have included Mr. Eddie Olivares, who's the director of our Hidalgo County Health Department. And they're here to speak on behalf of this issue is Mr. Romero Martinez, the director of the Texas Valley Coastal Bend.
Yo, go ahead and have a seat. Is it appropriate for them? Okay.
So first of all, I'd like to thank the county for allowing us the opportunity to address an issue that is important for our healthcare system. VA Texas Valley Coastal Bend healthcare system has placed mental health services as one of our core competencies, and we've developed programs around the needs of our veterans. I'm a 20-year veteran myself, and being born and raised in the Valley, I've seen the firsthand impact that suicide can have on an organization and on a community. Suicide is a national health concern that affects all Americans, whether or not they have served in the military. VA believes that everyone has a role to play in preventing suicide. That's why we're working with community partners such as yourselves to prevent suicide amongst all veterans. VA's Texas Valley Coastal Bend services 20 counties within the Valley Coastal Bend area, which is comprised of approximately 100,000 veterans, of which 34,000 veterans are currently seeking care through our healthcare system. Recently, we launched the Crisis Line Challenge, which is a toll-free number that anyone can program on their phone. This is a simple step that anyone can take when talking to veterans who are at risk for suicide. So prior to taking the challenge, I would like to introduce Dr. Quintana, the Suicide Prevention Coordinator, who can provide some additional insight and some talking points. Thank you.
So thank you, Commissioners, and thank you for this resolution. You know, today is a day of joy for me personally, as a suicide prevention coordinator, as a psychologist, and as a mental health professional, and as a part of the VA team of professionals that works on a daily basis in the suicide prevention area. This is a historical and extremely important resolution because it's about saving lives. It's about saving lives by preventing suicide. As the text of the resolution itself says and mentioned, suicide is still, the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, and veterans are at high risk for suicide. We know that 18% of those 42,000 individuals that die by suicide are veterans. And the sad part, as recently the Secretary of the VA, Mr. Wilkie, reminded us of the 20 veterans that die by suicide on a daily basis, only 6 of them were somehow affiliated to the VA, and only 3 of them were receiving mental health services. That's a sad thing. So we need help. We need all the help that we can get in order to locate those veterans, in order to inform them about the benefits and about the type of assistance that they are not only entitled, but that is available to them in the community. So once again, on behalf of the VA, behalf of the mental health community, we really appreciate this resolution and you taking the time to put it together and make it a reality. Thank you. Okay.
What we've asked, Judge and Commissioners, is that everybody in this room take a snapshot, take a picture of the Veterans Crisis card, the hotline card that we've distributed, and we ask you to pose for a picture so that we can send this picture to the Veterans Administration headquarters in D.C. to show that Hidalgo County, we're doing everything we can to make veteran suicide issues the #1 priority for us health-wise here in our county. So we're asking everybody to take a picture, and then we'll pose for this picture.
If I just, a couple of comments. Jaime, first of all, thank you. Thank you for CSA and really jumping up and finding a way to secure a grant. Thank you for all your staff. For all those that are involved in this process, I had the fortune of coming and speaking at the gathering that you held at CSA, and this issue is a critical issue. Veterans, we're dealing with something that's much different than the days of when I served. We're having veterans coming back serving 2-3 tours in war, and I don't think the country has really gotten a grasp on what the needs of a veteran truly is, those that have served past wars. And I think it's one of the things that what we could do is continue to partner together to reach more veterans, and this is such a great way to do that. And I want to just give commendation and thank you for all of you who serve in some capacity to help veterans out. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Commissioners. One of the things that I failed to mention, and I apologize, is I do have my staff with me, and one of the things that we do at CSA is everybody who comes in, every one of the veterans that comes in to our office seeking utility assistance through Bravo Zulu, we do a needs assessment, and once we determine that there's a particular need, we refer them over to the particular agency. We also ask if they're connected to the VA, and if they're not connected, we do everything we can to get them referred over to the Veterans Administration, who has the expertise. I have with me Mr. Willie Palacios, who's my assistant, Rosalinda Gonzalez, who's my executive assistant, We have Rene Solis, who's one of the case managers, and the person who sees every veteran who walks in the door in our facility is Denise Ramirez, who is on the front line working with veterans on a daily basis. So I'd like to take that picture now, if we could. We're going to show our phones up, right?
Let's out.
Okay, when you're all ready, hold your phones up and look front and center. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Smile, please. There you go.
One more. Just make sure to reload the screen.
Sorry. Oh, for today. I was going to say.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Nice to see you.
It'll be on our Facebook page.
Oh, yes, yes.
We'd also like, this is going to be an interactive.
Thank you for being here. Yes, sir.
If you want to participate, stand up and take it.
Thank you for your service.
Holding up the same number.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your service.
Thank you. Thanks for your notes. Goodbye, Emilio. Thank you.
Joseph.
You good?
No, you're good.
You need a break? I could wait.
No.
My name's Julian. I'm over here.
If we need a break, we'll take pedacito colazo.
I'd like your comments.
I don't have anything. Congratulations. All right, at this time we're going to be moving up. Item number 22A.
Mando's guy.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Ed Wiley from the City of FAR to join us as we read this proclamation. I will begin by reading the proclamation, which is the proclamation recognizing November as National Running Safety Month. Whereas the County of Hidalgo, Texas joins the nation in recognizing November as National Running Safety Month, a month focused on increasing the public's awareness of safety for runners and outdoor enthusiasts. And whereas we urge all citizens and drivers to exercise caution while running outdoors, runners are encouraged to use flashlights, brightly colored clothing, wear reflective gear, run against traffic, and stay on well-lit paths. And whereas Hidalgo County is committed to enhancing opportunities for safe, fun, outdoor, healthy and recreational activities, and creating a safe environment for our community outdoor. And whereas enthusiasts, including runners, pedestrians, and bicyclists, including those who enjoy the Hidalgo County Precinct 2 Regional Linear Park, a hike and bike trail that spans nearly 8 miles across 3 cities and aims to improve safety for runners, pedestrians, and bicyclists, and provide linkages to parks, schools, and communities in our area. And whereas in commemoration of National Running Safety Month, the City of FAR and Hidalgo County Precinct 2 will be hosting a groundbreaking ceremony to commemorate and unveil the Linear Park Project's innovative new safety feature, including a safety tunnel. The groundbreaking ceremony, which will be held at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, November 28th in the city of FAR. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby proclaims November 2018 as National Running Safety Month and encourages all citizens, runners, bicyclists, pedestrians, and outdoor enthusiasts to promote awareness of safety for our community.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, as the proclamation reads, we will be having a groundbreaking ceremony on Wednesday, the 28th, next Wednesday at 11 a.m., where we will be unveiling the groundbreaking of our innovative pedestrian safe tunnel. One of the biggest things that Commissioner Cantu has been championing for the last 4 years is pedestrian safety. And our hike and bike trail is going to have all of the state-of-the-art and new innovative ways to keep pedestrians safe, which includes a one-of-a-kind tunnel. As opposed to signalized intersections, we'll be going under those intersections with these tunnels in an effort to keep pedestrians away from traffic, which we feel will keep them safer. And so thank you, Commissioner, for your innovation, for your leadership, and for your help on this. Mr. Wiley?
Judge, Commissioners, thank you on behalf of the City of FAR, the Mayor, and all the Commissioners. Thank you for the proclamation. It's a great project, the hike and bike trail. We look forward to being a part of it in the future also.
Thank you. Picture?
Picture? Yes. I didn't put on a tie for nothing.
Thank you for being here.
One on each side?
The carpet.
Let the judge hold it.
Oh, yeah, what did the judge hold?
Can we count in three, please? 1, 2, and 3.
Steve, you gave me a note that 23A requires a presentation.
23A requires a presentation by the petitioner asking for an access road to a landlocked piece of property.
All right, then let's go ahead and move on to item 23A then. Precinct 3.
Victor.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning, sir.
23A, requesting an approval of an order of the Commissioners Court for opening an access road from FM 2993 as petitioned by property owners Erasto Canales Family Ltd. regarding a 9.27-acre tract of land left without access to public road.
Okay, which is this one at?
This one's located on North Conway, about the 9 Mile Line area. There is a piece of property here that's landlocked.
And the property in the front belongs
The property between the property and the roadway is Hidalgo County. Yes. We have a right-of-way that was given to us by the old railroad.
Move for approval.
Second.
Do we want to have them present?
Oh.
The landowner present.
Here we have the one that's requesting, the gentleman that's requesting the access, and his attorney.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. John Rigney, representing the petitioner in this case. My client is purchasing this piece of property, and there's that 9-acre piece of land that has the 120 feet approximately easement between the subject property and Conway, where Conway back in the day used to be divided into two different roads, and there was a railroad right-of-way down the center of it. The railroad right-of-way was abandoned. I think it was back in the 80s or something like that. The county abandoned the west side of the road, so now it's just overgrown. It's all trees and it's just there. I believe, the county's kind of reserving it. In the future, the state of Texas will probably want to widen Conway out there, and they'll take over that portion of the road. So what we're asking for is just an access easement so we can get into the subject property. And that access easement, we can work with the county if need be to tailor the language where in the future, if the state of Texas ever widens Conway, then our access easement would be subject to whatever portion is left in the right-of-way. If there's any questions.
Makes sense.
Everything's all right.
You have a
All right,
motion.
we have a motion and a second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Commissioner.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 5C.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. Michael Leo, Economic Development, County Judge's Office. 5C is requesting a waiver of the Hidalgo County Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone policy as to the term. This is in reference to the Peñitas Church project that we discussed with the court a little over a month ago. The city came to us. They shared some projects, some developments that were on the horizon that they wanted to see through within the TERS. They also discussed some of the challenges that they had that had occurred throughout the last couple of years, mainly the La Jolla bypass project that got delayed, which kind of delayed the development within that zone. So what the court gave us direction at that time to go ahead and move forward with an extension to the TERS. Basically, it would be a 30-year TERS starting now from this point moving forward. In order to do that, we need a waiver for the policy itself first, so that's what we're asking right now.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Okay, item 2 is request.
Hold on, just a minute, Mike. There was a public participation form that was signed by Ms. McClarity, Fern McClarity. And if you could.
Well, my question, as you can see on the form, was why is this TERS, if you look at the backup, it talks about 44 years. And because if you look at it, also said it has to be a special circumstances for it to go over the 20 years, because I believe most of them, it says the county participation states in a TERS, this shall not be greater than 20 years. And so, like I say, I know that the taxpayers of Hidalgo County, we don't get these, so we have to make up the difference. So I was wondering, why is this one 44 years, and what was the special circumstances?
Just to clarify, the 20 years is what we have the policy now for new TERSs. When Peñitas was actually approved initially, we didn't have that policy, and the TERSs that we were doing at that time were 30 years. Now, what the policy says as far as extensions are concerned, we can go up to 10 years for a total of 40 years. This particular one would make it a total of 44 years. So it's a difference of 40 years going up to 44 years.
And the reason is why?
The challenge, the way it was presented to the county was the biggest one really was the La Jolla bypass. La Jolla bypass was scheduled to go through the Peñitas TERS for a period way back. That kind of stalled. That didn't happen. It's now getting going. So the development within the TERS actually kind of stalled, so to speak, as well. And now that that's picked up, development has picked up, interest has picked up. They shared with us some of the companies that are actually interested and now ready to move into the area when before they were not. Infrastructure was a challenge. The sewer, the Walmart within that development area was a challenge as well. So those were the arguments presented before the court at the time.
That's the special circumstance.
Yeah, the discretion of the court, I think they kind of felt that given those circumstances, it was for the 4 years.
All right, thank you, sir. Item 6, our DA's office.
I think we skipped item 2.
I'm sorry, item 2.
Item 2 is requesting approval of amended and restated interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County, City of Peñitas, and Reinvestment Zone Number 1, City of Peñitas. This is the actual amendment that would extend the term. There are some things that need to be touched up that we've been working with legal and audit as well as far as references and dates and exhibits. So we're asking if it can be considered subject to legal. One thing that we would note that is very important, I believe, is that while we are extending the term by the additional 4 years, the position of the court was we're not going to contribute additional money. Whatever we were going to contribute originally is still the same. As a matter of fact, we're using this as an opportunity to put a cap in this agreement, and the cap specifies if we get to that number in 20 years, in 10 years, or 15 years, then we're out and we're not going to stay there during the duration of the zone. But again, we're asking for this approval subject to legal.
So move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 6A, our DA's office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. I have Mr. Kelly McCormick from the Border Prosecution Grant. He's one of our Assistant District Attorneys in that unit. He will be presenting item 6A.
Morning, Judge and Commissioners. Item 6A, discussion, consideration, and action acknowledging the Memorandum of Understanding between the Hidalgo County District Attorney's Office and South Texas College Continuing Education. The purpose is to collaborate and provide continuing education units to participants of law enforcement courses.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. And just for a note, in the coming months, the Border Prosecution Unit here in Hidalgo County will be providing training to over 500 law enforcement officers within the region at no charge to any of the participating agencies. Awesome. And this will allow us to continue to do that goal. So thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 6B.
Hidalgo County DA's Office Domestic Violence Specialty Prosecutor Grant, Fund 1281. Approval to submit a DVSP grant number 2931304 budget adjustment to the Office of the Governor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 6A, Hidalgo County DA's Office Victim Assistance Program Grant, Fund 1281. We're asking for approval to submit a VAP grant number 2924302 budget adjustment to the Office of the Governor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 6D, requesting approval of a one-time waiver of the Hidalgo County Travel Policy, Section 9. Coordination of travel BPU grant funds will be utilized for the payment of mileage to employee number 172-138 in the total amount of $119.90.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 7, our county treasurer.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Alfredo Samarripa with the County Treasurer's Office. Item 7A is approval to open an interest-bearing bank account with Lone Star National Bank for retainage to be held from payments for Contract C-17-292A-03-27, Amendment 2.
Move for approval.
I'm going to abstain, Judge.
All right. Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. For the record, Commissioner Cantu will be abstaining, or has abstained.
Thank you.
Make sure you sign that.
Yes, sir. I will. Thank you.
Item 8.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Chief Herrera with the Sheriff's Office, Hidalgo County. Item 8A. Sheriff's Office OCDIF 1284. Approval to accept OCDIF OT funds in the amount of $4,000 in reference to investigation number SWTXS-1048H.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sir. Item 9, Constable, Precinct 1.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge Sergeant J.P. Salceda. Agenda item 67569, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Ray Maruquin as a reserve deputy constable by Constable Celestino Avila Jr., Constable Precinct 1, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code, Section 86.012.
For approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Thank you.
Constable Precinct 3.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, for Constable Precinct 3, there was a request by Constable Gallardo for the acceptance and approval of purchase of employee service years recognition plaques for the Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 3 Department.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
If I could just say something, Judge. As much as you can do that, love this, so these, like the sheriff had one item, I think you can handle it so they don't have to stay here for 2 hours. I think that would be helpful.
Okay. Commissioner, I'll get with
Just let them know that it's available. I mean, they can come in if they want to. Yes, sir. Sorry, Judge.
All right, item 11, our executive office.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Item 11A, 1 and 2, there's no action this week. Item 11B, I'm requesting approval of a change of partner request form for Mitel, which is previously known as Shortel, with authority for the executive officer to sign document.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 11C is discussion, consideration, and action updating address information regarding the county section 111 mandatory reporting profile report and authority for county executive officer to sign all related documents.
For approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 11D for our Title VI non-discrimination program is discussion, consideration, and approval of revisions to the Hidalgo County Title VI non-discrimination plan. Just as a quick background, it's some cleanup work on some spelling errors and clarification on some phrasing.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item E for the Health Department, this is an IT-related item. It's I'm asking authorization approval to purchase new wireless devices with data services plans through the county's membership participation with contract DIR TSO 3415 with Verizon Wireless for the following. It is 10 new devices with data service. It's for the environmental office use. The service plan is $37.99 per month, and the equipment are Apple iPad, 32 gigabytes.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And my apologies, as a disclosure, it's $359.99 each, and it's a one-time charge on the 32 gigabyte Apple iPad. Mr. Zuluaga?
All right, item 12, our human resources.
Morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Raul Zuluaga for the Department of Human Resources. Item 12A, first we have personnel items that are going to change, so we're asking, requesting a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related items that may be listed below.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B is some policy changes that we're recommending requesting for the classification and compensation plan. Item B1 reads approval to revise section 8.02 -3 of the classification and compensation plan related to probationary employees. Judge, if you, on the handout that I just handed out, 8.023, it says all newly hired selected or appointed employees of the county must begin their probation employment at step 1 and remain at step 1 during the required 6 months of the probationary period. Employees are not eligible for promotion or to transfer to another department. We're asking to strike that sentence. It's in conflict with the original Civil Service Commission rules. We had included that in the plan, but we feel it's not necessary. People who are promoted will have a 3 months probation to serve at their new position, and any employee who has not completed their probationary period and goes to another department must still complete the period in the new department, the 6 months. So we recommend approval of that policy change.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The second change is on the second page. It's under discretionary steps. 2 for discretionary step professional. Judge, Commissioners, as you know, we have included the option for departments to request discretionary steps for positions that have significant contributions in terms of experience and education. One of them is for professional positions such as nurses, attorneys. We're asking that we include positions that require a postgraduate degree, be it a master's or above. So we're asking to change the policy so that it reads, when there is an insufficient number of qualified candidates for certain professional positions, such as registered nurses, engineers, attorneys, and classified, non-classified positions requiring a postgraduate degree.
So moved.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
So for those positions, could be a department head. If the court wishes to advance a person to step 3 or 4 because of their experience, and we can do that under this. This requires also approval of the job descriptions that we have revised to include the master's degree at the educational component.
So moved.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And Judge Commissioners, these items they still have to go to Civil Service. We have a meeting next week with Civil Service next Thursday on the 29th, and I will report back to the court on the outcome. Item 4 is appointment to the Classification and Compensation Plan Issue Resolution Committee. When we implemented the Classification and Compensation Plan, we asked the court, and the court approved an issue resolution committee, which included Commissioner Joseph Palacios, Commissioner Cantu, and the county clerk Arturo Guajardo. Since Commissioner, we would like to continue the committee to resolve issues that may arise with the plan. And since Commissioner Palacios will be leaving, I'm asking the court to consider appointing another member of the court to that committee.
David, want this?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
He's not here.
Right.
Judge, Commissioners, as always, if the court will permit, that I would assist, but as a non-voting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
The truck drivers and
January 1st.
January 1, the regrading will take effect January 1 for truck drivers 1, 2, 3s, equipment operators 1, 2, 3s, and mechanics. Yes, sir. Now, we will be coming back to court because I think we disrupted the flow and the crew leaders that supervise those positions and the foremen. So we're looking at regrading those and bringing that to court next year. Item 12C for the District Attorney's Office. This is to add an auto allowance to an Assistant District Attorney 2. It's slot A152 and 008. These attorneys are paid from various funds, so they have more than one slot. So it's simply to add the auto allowance to this position, $900.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And that auto allowance that we're adding, we're deleting it from another position that's vacant, that was been deleted. So we're asking approval to delete slot A150 from program 080002, the auto allowance in the amount of $900.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D, also for the Criminal District Attorney's Office, is approval to create one temporary full-time position effective next full pay period through the end of the year. They're asking to create slot 152 a courier, and this has to do with issues that they are encountering due to the construction of the courthouse and in terms of getting documents and paperwork back and forth. So they're asking for this temporary position.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item E for the 389th District Court, they're simply assigning the interpreter pay from one slot to another, so we're deleting the interpreter pay from slot 004, Assistant Court Coordinator, in the amount of $3,500, and reassigning it to slot 002, Court Coordinator, in the amount of $3,500.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item F for the Health Department, approval of the following personnel action effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. This is they're asking approval to create slot 002, Department 340, 070, Public Health Education Coordinator 1 at a grade 14. This is a new position that's being provided through a new grant.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item F2 is to approve to revise the classified position list to include this position.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item G, Health Department, Also asking for this personnel actions, they're asking to delete slot 0094, clerk 3, at a grade 5, and to create slot 0061, clerk 2, which is a grade 3.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item H, for the Sheriff's Department, the Sheriff is asking approval of the following personnel actions effective next full pay period. The Sheriff would like to delete 2 slots, 0379, Systems Network Administrator, which is a grade 11, and slot 0364, Crime Victim Liaison, a grade 10. And in lieu of that, they would like to create slot 0431, a System Support Specialist 2, grade 13, and a Coordinator 2, Victims Assistance, slot 0432, grade 11.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
We would like to also request approval to delete that position title, System Network Administrator, from the classified position list.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
I is for Precinct 2, the Community Resource Center in Alamo. The precinct is asking permission or approval to delete slot 0005, which is a clerk 1 position, grade 1, and to create instead slot 006, clerk 2, at a grade 3.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
For Precinct 4, road maintenance, approval of the following personnel actions. The precinct is asking approval to delete and create some positions. They're asking approval to delete slot 001, Executive Assistant 3, including the auto allowance of $5,000. To delete slot 0056, Account Payable Specialist 1, which is a grade 6, and to create 2 slots, 0090, Executive Assistant 2, grade 13, and Director of Administration, grade 13.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And all of those are subject to funding. Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Have
Thank
a
you, sir.
happy Thanksgiving.
Mr. Siguero.
Yes, sir.
Just as a point of clarification with respect to the precinct for road maintenance, the Director of Administration, you did say grade 17.
Yes, sir.
Okay, grade 17.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I notice that we have our sheriff in the audience. Sheriff, is there a matter that you wanted to bring up?
Killing time.
Well, welcome, sir. Item 13, Urban County.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. P.R. Avila with the Hidalgo County Program. Item 13A. I'd like to requesting approval of Year 31 of the 2018 Urban County Program interlocal agreements with 15 participating cities and authorization for the Hidalgo County Judge Ramon Garcia to sign any and all agreements.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 13B, requesting exception from competitive bidding requirements under the Texas Local Government Code 262.024 A4 for professional engineering construction materials geotechnical testing services.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item B2, presentation of the scoring grid for the purpose of the ranking by Commissioners Court of at least 3 construction material geotechnical testing engineering firms from the county's approved pool as graded and evaluated by the City of Granjeno, the Hidalgo County Urban County Program, and Hidalgo County Purchasing Department in connection with and all funded through the Hidalgo County Urban County Program Year 30 Granjeno Parks Recreational Facilities and Improvement Phase 3 funds, with Robert Kisner at 99%, number 2, Terracon Consultants, Inc. at 91.66%, and Professional Services Industries as 89.33%.
So
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
And item 13B3, authority to negotiate professional engineering services contract with the number 1 ranked firm of Robert Kisner Consultants, Inc. for the provision of the construction material geotechnical testing service for the Urban County Program Year 30, Granjeno Parks Recreational Facilities and Improvement Phase 3 project.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
And for item 13C, 1, subject to House Bill 1295 compliance, requesting approval of a best and final negotiated contract for professional engineering services with Cruz Hogan Consultants, Inc. in the amount of $30,633, utilizing CDBG fiscal year 30 City of Wesco water and sewer improvement funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 13C2, approval of work authorization number 1 for Cruz Hogan Consultants, Inc. in the amount of $30,633.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Item 14, our Health Department.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. I want to start off by wishing each and every one of you a happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. Sir, we only have a few items today. Item 14A is requesting approval to accept the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant Contract Amendment number 537-18-0176-0001. Amendment number 2. The purpose of the amendment is to increase contract by $100,000 for FY 2019. This is the funding for our All Hazards Conference this year in March. That's a big conference. We have over 5,000 people come. I'm excited that we're able to get this additional funding for that conference.
Approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting approval for the county judge to e-sign the contract amendment.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3 is requesting approval of the certification of revenue is approved by the county auditor in the amount of $100,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 4, requesting approval of the appropriations of additional funds in the amount of $100,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, sir, is requesting approval to accept the TBPC federal grant contract number HHS 000036000012, amendment number 1 in the amount of $437,771 for the period of 01/01/2019 through December 31st, 2019. This is our TB federal grant, so this was a hard one. We were able to get this renegotiated considering the current changes in Washington. I'm very proud of our team on this one, sir.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting approval of the county judge to e-sign TBPC federal contract amendment.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3, requesting approval of certification of revenue in the amount of $437,771 is approved by county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 4 is requesting approval of the budget appropriation in the amount of $437,771 in grant funds and $87,554 in local match funds, which is part of our general fund budget.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, with your permission, sir, is requesting approval to accept the Preventative Health and Human Services Grant Contract Number 537-17-0287-00001, Amendment Number 2. The purpose of the amendment is to shift funds between budget categories on the categorical budget.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting approval for county judge to e-sign contract amendments.
So approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Sir, item D under Healthcare Funding District, there is no action or discussion unless you have any questions. And then item E, Indigent Healthcare, there is no action or discussion unless there's questions. Again, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sir. Item 15, our Fire Marshal's Office.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning.
Good morning.
Item 15A, the discussion and approval of the following 2019 Rural Service Interlocal Agreement with the City of Alamo, Alton, Donna, Edcouch, Edinburgh, Hidalgo, La Villa, Lynn San Manuel, McAllen, Mission, Monte Alto, Penitas, San Juan, Sullivan, and La Jolla.
Hold on. Victor, Yes, sir. Is there any problem between the interlocals between this or no? The fire marshal? Did remember somebody came from about some bees?
I think there's a concern in the ETJ of Peñitas that I guess they have a contract with some of the other cities and they're not responding to bee attacks or different things, accidents. So Peñitas is requesting that they actually are able to assist in those areas.
So that interlocal is already active. The call that is in question wasn't brought to us. They don't have anything solid information on paper, so we haven't visited that yet, but we are looking into it.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so they do have an interlocal agreement with the city of La Jolla, has an interlocal agreement with Palmview and Alton for their response currently. This contract is the interlocal agreement for 2019. The services are currently being provided.
Did anybody respond, Ricky?
They were going to work on that paperwork in the city of Peñitas.
All right.
But I believe starting January the 1st, Peñitas will start servicing those areas.
Yes.
Correct?
Okay. Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Eric, with respect to the interlocal agreements, are there any other entities that have yet to come to court?
Yes, Mr. Guerra, as a note, the city of Wesco, Mercedes, FAR, and Palmview will be coming to court, the next court. The mapping has already been taken care of. The LRGVDC just needs to provide it. We weren't able to put it on the agenda until the next meeting.
And will that conclude all the entities?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item B, the requesting authorization and approval to purchase promotional items under public purpose to include but not limited to pins, tablecloths, canopies, display backdrops. These items will be used by the Fire Marshal's Office at numerous programs and events to train, inform, educate, and relate the progress and report the information to the public. All promotional items acquired will be through the county requisition number 382481, and purchase order proceeds with the proper and available funding.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Item 16, adult probation.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, for the adult probation, Mr. Patrick, he's asking for acceptance of the statement of financial position for fiscal year 18. It is attached, and if I may, just real quickly, the total assets are $2,937,237.96. Total liabilities equal $1,145,214.54, and the total fund balance is $1,792,023.41 for a total fund balance and liabilities of $2,937,237.95. It has been signed by Mr. Patrick, who is the director, and the fiscal officer, Ms. R.C. Duran.
Move for approval. That was my question anyways.
Okay.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioner.
Our elections office.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This is going to take a while, so thank you for your patience. As Monica gives you the file, I'd like to start off with discussion on election updates. I'm Yvonne Ramon. I'm the elections administrator, and I'd like to start off by thanking my staff for such a great job during this past general election, especially my 4 supervisors and my elections analysts that did an outstanding job. I'd like to thank our poll workers and our ballot board. A special thank you to Sheriff Guerra and his deputies. A special thank you to all constables, but especially Constable Gaitan and his deputies with Precinct 4. Our facilities management supervisor Daniel Flores and his staff. Our treasurer, Ms. Norma Garcia and her staff. Our district attorney, Mr. Rodriguez, and assistant DAs Josie Ramirez and Victor Garza and other staff members. Of course, Mr. Raul Silguero in HR and his staff. Our IT county, and there are so many others that help us as we accomplished this very rewarding and challenging task called elections. As you well know, we surpassed 2014. In 2014, at our last gubernatorial, we had a 25.97% voter turnout. We this time had 42.21%. So it was an outstanding Coming out of people voting, we still did not meet up with our presidential, which is customary for it to have a high voter turnout, but we were short about 22,900 people. So I hope that this momentum continues and that we continue to have Hidalgo County participating and making sure that all voters go out. I'd like to thank all those community members that shared our Facebook and our Twitter and our Instagram and really pushed to have all voters be aware and go out and vote. So thank you to our community as well. I'd like to start off with B, official canvassing of election results for the November 6th general election as per Texas Election Code 67.003. Now, for those that would be listening, everyone says, oh, aren't you glad it's over? It's not over. The very next day, which is Wednesday after Election Day, just so that you know, we had and have over 8,583 applications to process. We have over 700 payroll poll workers to process. We have bins to pick up, to sort, to clear, over 1,288. Mail ballots presented were over 9,280. Early vote combos and election day combos that people want the very next day. They want scanned products of the very next day. We have over 12,888. I think we finally finished today. Now that we are making sure we're our ADA compliance, there were cones and flags and banners and frames and mats and buzzards, over 1,000 pieces that we have to pick up. And this begins bright and early on the very next day after Election Day. So patience, if anyone calls and says, I asked for those combo forms and they're not ready, believe me, we are working very, very hard to get this done. So I'd like to explain what's in your packet. In this CD, you have everything. So you'll start off with the summary that I'm going to read out today. You also have all of the, this is a good report because it's a canvas by race. So this is a new one that has the race and everything that had to do with that particular race. Aside from that, you have your precinct by precinct report as well. That's customary. And you have all of the additional 18 elections that we also administered. So you have all that in your CD. But for today's canvassing, if you open up that purple folder and go to the first one, I do have to read race by race in order that it be officially canvassed. So your patience. We will get started with straight party, where Republican Party had a 28.15%. Democratic Party 70.79%, and Libertarian Party with 1.06%. A total of people voting straight party was 118,971. For United States Senator, Ted Cruz, Republican, had 46,505 votes. Beto O'Rourke, Democrat, had 104,416. Neil Dickerman, Libertarian, had 834 votes. Winner there in Hidalgo County, and keep in mind that these are the results for Hidalgo County, not statewide. So the winner in Hidalgo County may not necessarily be the winner statewide. If you do have a question on that, I do have the winner statewide. For United States Representative District 15, Tim Wesley, Republican, had 28,089 votes. Vicente Gonzalez, 75,553. Anthony Cristo, Libertarian, had 1,547. For United States Representative District 28, Henry Cuellar had 19,488. Arthur Thomas, Libertarian, 2,290. United States Representative District 34, Ray Gonzalez, Republican, had 5,901. Filemon B. Vela, Democrat, had 15,120. For governor in Hidalgo County, Greg Abbott, Republican, had 55,421. Lupe Valdez, Democrat, had 93,935. Mark J. Tippett, Libertarian, had 1,670. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, Republican, 46,349. Mike Collier, 100,457. That's the Democrat. Kerry Douglas McKinnon, Libertarian, had 2,882. For Attorney General, Ken Paxton, Republican, had 44,299. Justin Nelson, Democrat, 102,083. Michael Ray Harris, Libertarian, 3,138. Comptroller of Public Accounts, Republican Glenn Hager, 45,430. Joy Chevalier, Democrat, 96,955. Ben Sanders, Libertarian, 6,508. Commissioner of the General Land Office, Republican George P. Bush, 50,393. Miguel Suazo, Democrat, 96,124. Matt Pina, Libertarian, 3,335. For Commissioner of Agriculture, Republican Sid Miller, 44,427. Kim Olson, Democrat, 100,950. Richard Carpenter, Libertarian, 3,557. Railroad Commissioner, Republican Christy Craddock, 43,482. Roman McAllen, 101,974. Mike Wright, Libertarian, 3,424. Justice Supreme Court, Place 2, Republican Jimmy Blacklock, 45,619. Democrat Stephen Kirkland, 103,148. Justice Supreme Court, Place 4, Republican John Devine, 46,914. R.K. Sandel, Democrat, 101,606. For Justice Supreme Court, Place 6, Republican Jeff Brown, 46,359. Kathy Chang, Democrat, 102,269. Presiding Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, Republican Sharon Keller, 44,099. Democrat Maria T. Terry Jackson, 102,131. William Bryan Strange III, 2,774 as Libertarian. Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 7, Republican Barbara Parker Hervey, 46,190. Ramona Franklin, Democrat, 102,404. Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 8, Republican Michelle Slaughter, 62,806. Libertarian Mark Ash, 46,841. Member, State Board of Education, District 2, Republican Charles Tad Hassey, 27,654. Democrat Ruben Cortez Jr., 71,396. Member, State Board of Education, District 3, Democrat Marisa B. Perez, 39,461. State Representative, District 35, Democrat Oscar Longoria, 14,011 votes. State Representative, District 36, Sergio Munoz Jr., Democrat, 25,971. State Representative, District 39, Armando Mando Martinez, 25,822. State Representative, District 40, Terry Canales, Democrat, 24,252. State Representative, District 41, Hilda Garza de Sejo, Republican, with 15,535. Bobby Guerra, Democrat, 24,804. This is, of course, Hidalgo County, so the winner there is Bobby Guerra. Chief Justice, 13th Court of Appeals District, Ernie Aliceda, Republican, with 46,621. Dory Contreras, Democrat, 102,870. Justice, 13th Court of Appeals District, Place 2, Greg Perks, Republican, with 46,349. Nora Longoria, Democrat, with 102,875. Justice, 13th Court of Appeals District, Place 4, Jaime Tijerina, Republican, with 54,555. Rudy Delgado, Democrat, with 93,618. Justice, 13th Court of Appeals District, Place 5, Clarissa Silva, Republican, with 45,413. Gina Benavides, Democrat, with 103,392. I will skip District Judge 93rd and come back to that, as that is a special election. We continue with District Judge 206th Judicial District, Rose Guerra Reina, Democrat, with 118,413. District Judge, 275th Judicial District, Marla Cuellar, Democrat, with 117,496. District Judge, 370th Judicial District, Noé Gonzalez, Democrat, with 117,354. Criminal District Attorney, Ricardo Rodriguez, Democrat, with 119,415. County Judge, Jane Cross, Republican, with 42,352. Richard Cortez, Democrat, 106,809, declared the winner. Judge, County Probate Court at Law, Mark Talbot, Republican, with 44,970. Joanne Garcia, Democrat, with 103,824, declared winner. Justice of the Peace, Precinct Number 3, Place 2. Arminda Mindy Garza, Republican, with 10,136. Juan J.G. Peña Jr., Democrat, 21,899, declared the winner. Now I will read all unopposed candidates that were declared elected. Judge, County Court at Law Number 1, Rodolfo Rudy Gonzalez, Democrat. Judge, County Court at Law Number 2, Jaime J. Palacios, Democrat. Judge, County Court at Law Number 4, Federico Fred Garza, Jr., Democrat. Judge, County Court at Law Number 5, Arnoldo Cantu, Jr., Democrat. Judge, County Court at Law Number 6, Albert Garcia, Democrat. Judge, County Court at Law Number 8, Omar Maldonado, Democrat. District Clerk, Laura Hinojosa, Democrat. County Clerk, Arturo Guajardo, Jr., Democrat. County Treasurer, Lita Leo, Democrat. County Commissioner, Precinct Number 2, Eduardo Eri Cantu, Democrat. County Commissioner, Precinct Number 4, Eli Torres, Democrat. Justice of the Peace, Precinct Number 1, Place 2, Jesse Morales, Democrat. Justice of the Peace, Precinct Number 2, Place 2, Jaime Jerry Munoz, Democrat. Justice of the Peace, Precinct Number 4, Place 2, Homer Hasso Sr., Democrat. Justice of the Peace, Precinct Number 5, Place 1, Jason J.P. Peña, Democrat. Constable, Precinct Number 5, Danny Marichalar, Democrat. Mayor, City, I'm sorry, I'm not going to read Mayor, City of Palmview. Hidalgo County Commissioner, Precinct Number 2. I don't have the name, but we all know who that is. So that is it for unopposed. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Then we will continue with the special election, District Judge 93rd Judicial District, which was an unexpired term. We had Jennifer Morales, Republican, with 45,960 votes. Fernando Mancias, Democrat, with 103,069 votes, declared the winner. So we have got those two items on the agenda that need your vote.
Move approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Very good. Now we'll proceed.
What about that special election?
Yes, sir. We're.
Am I correct that Judge Mancias is able to be sworn in now during the month of November? I mean, after canvassing.
After canvassing, he can be sworn in. Let me check on that, Judge, because since we have an interim there, right? We have someone that is appointed. Meanwhile, I'll have to check on that, sir. I don't want to mislead. So I will get back to you as soon as I get back to the office.
Because when I got elected in
Yes.
2010, we had an interim, Renee.
That's right.
But because it was
A
an
special.
election to fill an unexpired term, that I was able to get sworn in.
That's correct. I remember that. But I better check on that before I mislead the court, so I will get back to you as soon as I get back to the office.
All right.
Thank you, sir, on that. The next item is canvassing of the election results for the South Texas Independent School District November 6, 2018 general election. And as per Texas Election Code 271.001 and Texas Education Code Section 26.34, it is required that this county commissioners court approve their canvassing. And so we will start with that.
Move approval.
Second.
I do have to read
them.
it.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That's true.
Read that for the record?
Yes, I will read the two races. just to make sure. This is for South Texas ISD School Board Trustee Martin Castillo with 16,312 votes. Sam B. Gonzalez with 16,097 votes. Declared winner is Martin Castillo. And we have one that was unopposed that I also have to read for the canvassing record, which is Precinct 2, South Texas ISD. For Commissioners Precinct 2, South Texas ISD is Margarita Garcia, declared the winner because of no opposition. So we are finished with the canvassing, and we go on to the approval of the 2018 November General Election Service Contract between Hidalgo County and Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 for their election to be held and was held on November 6, 2018.
Is that total or what? All right. Vale, remember Raul didn't talk to you about it? Did you all decide on what we're going to be charging on that?
No, I have yet to, someone was out last week from the office, and so yes, I have yet to, so that I can talk to Mr. Mon with respect to the prorating of the invoice.
Of the invoice, yes, sir.
Will this, if we approve this, it won't affect?
No, the action that we took is...
All right, move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
And that's correct, Commissioner, because this is just an estimate.
Yes.
So it's not the final billing. Okay. Well, thank you very much, and happy Thanksgiving to each of you and your families.
Likewise.
If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Right. Under item 18.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, this is for our AgriLife Extension Service Program. We're requesting approval of ratification to accept the approval to extend the National Recreation and Park Association grant through December 31st, 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
And item 19 for the WIC program, if I may as well, requesting approval of payment for the following invoices as claims with authority for county treasurer to issue payment after review and auditing procedures are completed by our county auditor. This is for Magic Valley Electric Cooperative, Sherland Water Supply Corporation, City of Westaco Water Department, and they are as follows: $107.70, $163.80. That would be for Magic Valley. $34.58, $11.96. That would be for Sherland Water Supply, and $54.72, $65.52. City of Westaco.
Need action on that.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Next item, 20.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Jorge Garcia with Planning Department.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Item 1A for preliminary approval, it's Alanis Estate Subdivision. Subdivision lies within Precinct 4. It's a 2 single-family residential lot and 1 commercial lot subdivision. It lies within the City of Edinburgh ETJ and has received approval from said city. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation. Sewer will be provided by septic tanks.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Item 1B, it's Tierra del Sol Acres Phase 1 subdivision. Subdivision lies within Precinct 3. It's a 31 single-family residential lot subdivision. Water will be provided by Agua Sud. Sewer will be by septic tanks.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 1C, Las Encinitas Phase 1 subdivision lies within Precinct 4. It's a 114 single-family residential lot and 10 commercial lot subdivision. Subdivision lies in the City of Edinburgh ETJ, has received approval from said city. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and sewer will be provided by septic tank systems.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2A for final approval, Speedy Gonzalez Acres subdivision in Precinct 1. Subdivision lies in the City of Mercedes. ETJ has received approval from said city. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation. Sewer will be provided by City of Mercedes.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2B, San Joaquin Estate Subdivision in Precinct 1. Subdivision lots in the City of Donna, EHJ, has received approval from said city. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation as well as sewer.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2C, Alberta Springs Subdivision, licensed in Precinct 4. It's within the City of Edinburgh. EHJ has received approval from said city. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation. Sewer will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation as well.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3A, final approval with a variance request.
We're back up.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. We just need to give a minute so Norma can start recording again for the record. Say that.
Are we still live streaming?
Stand by. Are we live streaming right now? Not yet.
Not yet.
Stand by. The power went out in the control room, so. Stand by still.
It's
Sorry,
resetting.
Roger.
It's all right.
No, it's going through its protocol. It's resetting.
It was here.
Sarah, you all can be looking at your Facebook.
All right.
Me too.
Did you hear that, Mr. Barnes? Oh. I said we can use Mr. Barnes' version.
I was going to look at it.
Okay, we can go. We can resume.
Thank you.
I'll repeat item 3A.
Go ahead.
Item 3A, final approval with the variance request and financial guarantee. Buckeye Estate Subdivision, license Precinct 4. It's a one single family residential lot subdivision. Lies within the City of Edinburgh. EHJ has received approval from said city. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation. And the financial guarantee is in the amount of $1,500 for the septic tank system. And the variance request is from Hidalgo County Subdivision Rules, Title B, Chapter 2.8, under Block and Lots, Section B.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Last item, final approval with financial guarantee, item 4A. It's 6 Western Vegas Subdivision in Precinct 3. It's a 12 single-family residential lot subdivision. Lies in the City of Mission. EHJ has received approval from said city. Water will be provided by Agua Sud. Sewer will be provided by Septic Tank Systems with the financial guarantee in the amount of $18,000 for 12 septic tank systems.
Move for approval.
Second.
Live streaming, we can.
Well, let's take a break.
Okay, we can resume. We can resume.
Back up. Almost. We're going to be in recess for a short while.
It says it's on.
It's on?
We're back up.
Sarah. Yeah, hot water.
We're live
hot tea,
streaming
whatever.
again.
All right, then. We're in precinct number 1.
If you allow me, Judge, I can read for them.
Go ahead, sir.
Item 21A, Precinct 1 is requesting approval to accept the counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as parcel number 38 associated with the Mile 6 West Road Improvement Project, CSJ 0921-02-356, with authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval form.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right.
Precinct
Item 20.
Judge, just for the sake of the record, I'll start 22B over again. Item 22B, Precinct 2, various road and bridge programs. 22B1 reads, approval of certification of revenue as certified by the county auditor for revenue received from the city of San Juan for interlocal agreement approved by Commissioners Court on 2/3/16, agenda item 53201, and project approved on February 16, 2016, agenda item 53412. Judge, item 22B2, approval of 2018 appropriation of funds and Precinct 2 various road and bridge programs in the amount of $279,852.37. Item 22C, 1, requesting approval to submit a grant application to the Valley Baptist Legacy Foundation in the amount of $500,000. Item 22C2, requesting approval for the county judge to sign all required documents. Item 22D1, requesting approval of an interlocal cooperation agreement between the city of between the county of Hidalgo and the city of San Juan regarding the road construction and reconstruction of certain portions of Moore Road for the Precinct 2 Moore Road project, approximately 654 linear feet east of Veterans Boulevard to San Antonio Avenue. Item 22D2, in accordance with Section 791.014 of the Texas Government Code, requesting approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement project regarding the Precinct 2 Moore Road project. Thank you.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. City Cruz, Department of Budget and Management. Item 24A, 1 and 2 is authorization and approval to accept the Violence Against Women Act grant award number 3615001 in the amount of $260,435.04 with authorization for the county judge to sign the required documents. No action is required in 24A3. Item 24A4 and 5 is approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor and appropriation of those funds for the Violence Against Women Act grant. Item 24B is approval of 2018 interfund transfer from countywide administration to Fund 1284 in the amount of $106,374.88, and this is the cash match for the grant. Item 24C is approval of the following salary schedule changes as listed on the agenda for the court coordinator, District Court, Department 008, Program 001, for the bailiff, Department 026, Program 001, Assistant District Attorney 2, Department 080, Program 002, District Attorney 2, Department 080, Program 007. These are just to conform to the classification and compensation pay plan because of promotion, lateral transfers, or discretionary step adjustments.
Move approval. Second. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 24D is discussion, consideration, and acceptance of the Regional Solid Waste Grant for fiscal year 2018-2019, the amount of $30,000 with authority for the county judge to sign all required documents.
Second. Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Item 24E is approval to recognize remaining retainage as miscellaneous revenue in the amount of $14,523.26 for COs 2010 A and B.
Move approval. Second. Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Item 24F, 1A and B is approval of certification of revenue as certified by the county auditor and appropriation of those funds for CO 2010 A and B and interfund transfer into the debt service fund, Fund 1442, in the amount of $14,530.36.
Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
And item 24F2, A and B, is approval of unappropriation of funds in the amount of $605,561 for the TB control function 331, subfunction 12, and appropriation of funds in the same amount for the TB control fund 1293, function 334, subfunction 10. It's basically a little cleaning up on the accounts as requested by the auditors.
Move approval. Second. Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
25A, 1, Hidalgo County, acceptance and approval to execute the final form of the AA agreement with Reich, Ogden, Figueroa, Alex Architects in connection with the construction of the Hidalgo County Services Facility and Justice Center, and that's subject to final legal review.
Move approval. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
2 is requesting authority to advertise and approval of the RFQ with P1 step packet, legal notice, etc., for the construction manager at risk for that same facility that we just took action on.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 3A, this is approval to execute the amendment number 3 between Hidalgo County contractor Morganti, Texas Incorporated to modify and insert Exhibit 1 prevailing wage rates for the construction of the new Hidalgo County Courthouse project. Item B is acceptance and approval to execute Amendment 4 between Hidalgo County and contractor Morganti, Texas Incorporated to modify the owner's designated representative for the agreement to include Armando Garza Jr. as approved by court back in October.
Those in favor say aye. 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 Motion carries.
Item 4, acceptance and approval to execute Amendment number 1 between Hidalgo County and Terracon Consultants Incorporated to modify the same owner's designated representative, Armando Garza Jr. Item 5, requesting approval of Amendment 2 of Memorandum of Understanding between Hidalgo County and the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council in connection with the shuttle services as previously approved on July 31st, provided through Valley Metro pending final review and approval as to form by legal counsel, which has been done. Item 6 is ratification of disposal through donation through a joint effort and project between UTRGV and the City of Edinburgh, and that was for some banana trees that were going to be plowed under at the old site of the 1927 County Jail, which were recovered by this joint venture.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
7, acceptance and approval to execute Amendment 1 between Hidalgo County Architect and Architect HDR to modify the specific portion of Section 11.5 for the construction of the new Hidalgo Courthouse project. Item B, This is for Executive Office requesting approval to purchase the insurance coverage and/or services for excess workers' compensation insurance in the amount of $216,655 as described in the renewal offer through Montalvo Insurance Agency. Item C, Precinct 1, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262-024A4, a professional service.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2 is a presentation of the scoring grid for the purpose of ranking for the professional service for construction materials testing and geotechnical service providers. The 3 nominated firms were SPI, 92, Millennium Engineering Group, 96, and Fulcrum Consulting Services, 89. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Authority for purchasing to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked firm of Millennium Engineering Group for the materials testing and geotechnical services.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
D1 for Precinct 2, acceptance and approval to execute the final form of engineering services agreement for inspection, materials testing, and construction management for the Regional Linear Park Project Phase 2 for Ridge Road to Hall Acres Road in Precinct 2. And that's to be with B to Z.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item B is requesting approval of work authorization 1 in the amount of $838,031.56 for B to Z on the same project.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
2A is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262-024A4, a professional service.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Presentation of the scoring grid of 3 of the nominated firms for professional engineering services for Valle Alto Park Youth Facility Project in Precinct 2, Quintanilla Edley and Associates, 96, B to Z, 98, Javier Hinojosa Engineering, 95. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
Those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Authority for purchasing to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked firm of B to Z Engineering LLC.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 3 is approval to purchase 2 2019 Eno 338 brush trucks in the amount of $182,985.84 through the county's co-op TASB buy board program contract number 521-16 with awarded contract vendor Rush Trucks. I need approval.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 4 is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements 262-024A4, a professional service.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
B is presentation and scoring grid of the 3 nominated firms for Precinct 2 projects. This is B to Z Engineering, 98, Javier Hinojosa, 95, South Texas Infrastructure Group at 96. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Authority for purchasing to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked firm of B to Z Engineering LLC for on-call professional engineering services for Precinct 2 projects.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 5, approval of work authorization 1 with an estimated cost of $8,218 is submitted by Terracon Consultants, contract number 221 to provide construction materials testing for Precinct 2 Cesar Chavez, Business 83, Hall Acres Road project.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 6 is approval of work authorization 2 in the estimated amount of $6,525 as submitted by Terracon to provide construction materials testing for the Precinct 2 Highline Road project.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
E1 for Precinct 3 requesting authority to advertise an approval of procurement packet for Hidalgo County Precinct 3's disposal of solid waste, including the re-advertisement if necessary. This is to get an additional resource for disposal of trash from his citizens collection station.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2 is presentation of the sole bid received for the purposes of award and responsible vendor meeting all specifications. That's Jose Ramirez Jr. and the approval of the contract. And this is for the lease of the 5 acres for solid waste citizen collection site.
Approval. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
F1 for Precinct 4, requesting approval of supplemental agreement 2 for service under work authorization number 1, contract number 130, Half Associates, due to modifications to scope only, no charge, no additional fee on the schedule.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2 is presentation of the sole response received and meeting all specifications. This is for Pit Run Caliche with Roy's Hauling Service, subject to compliance with the 1295 if necessary.
Approval. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Elections Department G1, acceptance and approval of a single source quote due to suppliers, standardization, warranty, and other factors, including supporting rationale, that we have placed on the agenda in the amount of $19,800, and this is with easy vote for 2 modules.
Approval. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
That would include, just for clarification, a one-time fee that's included, with authority for the county judge to sign the agreement. Item H1, Colonia Access Program Precinct 4, presentation for discussion, consideration, and action on a recommendation by project engineer, Sames Engineering, to award to the lowest responsible vendor, Castle Enterprises, submitting the lowest and best bid in the amount of $39,638.67 for project with title and number, the number's 241, which is road and drainage construction for Ware Country subdivision.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
I-1 for Sheriff's Office, requesting approval of the final negotiated professional engineering services agreement with B2Z Engineering as it relates to project number 273, the design construction of the detention barracks.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
B is requesting approval of work authorization 1 in the amount of $74,265.52 for those services for the detention barracks with B2Z.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2 for Sheriff's Office also is requesting approval to purchase one 2019 Ford Transit 250 vehicle through Goodbye Purchasing Cooperative, contract number 18-188F000, and that is through Silsby Ford, $32,565, which also includes the one-time administrative fee and delivery, $300.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item J1, Planning Department A, requesting approval for membership services under RTK Networks for subscription agreement for Planning Department with All Terra Central Incorporated.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item B would be requesting approval for annual renewal for services required for the Trimble R6 Rover kit for the life of the equipment.
Approval. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
K1 is for Auditor's Office, requesting approval to enter into a consulting services agreement with Gray CPA Consulting PC until completion of the project. Under option B, a prepayment and issuance of purchase order of a minimum of $5,000 where the Hidalgo County Auditor's Office, the client, will receive 10% discount applied to all invoices submitted under the contract, pending legal approval.
Approval. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
L1 for countywide, requesting approval to reject all proposals received for the project solid waste collection valley-wide.
Secondary comment. I mean, we're rejecting this because nobody basically qualified, or nobody met the proposal.
They're going to continue to work toward, yes, modifications that will make it possible.
I just want to note that we're looking at a plan devised by a different county that works where multiple companies are providing trash collection, so that would help some of the mom and pops involved in our county.
It also has a 100% participation, which is really important to us, and it's going to help us with that $5 to $6 million cost that we have on an annual basis, and it will also give us competitive pricing. So we're really looking forward to looking at the details of the plan provided by another county to see if we can mimic it and make everybody as happy as possible, but also to get 100%.
The participation rate.
Right now, we're below 50%.
Correct.
Bad for drainage and bad for health.
Correct. And as you said, it frees up some of that investment that we've been making and spending.
Those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
That is all I have. Thank you, and wishing your family and all those here present a very blessed Thanksgiving, as well as my staff back at the office. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Under open forum.
Yes, sir, we do have one participant for open forum. I'll ask the audience, please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There is a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise when there's 1 minute. Our presenter is Ms. Fern McClarity.
I had done a participation forum on 21A, and I thought they were going to explain about the measurements of the trees, but I guess not. I'm also getting calls. I wanted to know, does the county have a siesta time that's designated for some employees? Because we obviously have someone that's sleeping on the job. So I would just thought I'd check and see if we have that for everyone. Also, I'm getting calls about the lighting in a colonia over there on Trenton and east of Raul Longoria, that some of the light poles have 2 lights, and that a lady came and told Magic Valley that she wanted one on her pole. So I'm wondering if there's any lights that are being put on the property owners' poles, and we're being charged for them. So I wish y'all would check on that, because she told them, oh, don't worry, I'm going to pay for this myself. But I don't believe that. So I'm hoping that you will check on that. And because the one that she got took away from others that were going to be on the street, that more people would be able to use the lighting. And then we talked about the appraisal, the comptroller's office. I believe the comptroller's office is over the appraisal district, and I also believe that every 3 months you own a business, you have to send in your sales tax to them. So it is taxpayers' money one way or another. And then also, is it true that the county is now sold over $300 million in bonds for the courthouse that was reportedly cost $150 million? This action will result in a tax burden that will last 30 to 40 years. This commission has supported and received public approval for $190 million in bond for the drainage district improvement. More taxes on the same people. This commission has also given a variety of tax abatements to the windmill industry companies and also to many other companies. And we have the TERS. Today we found out that we have some that go up to 44 years. We have the sports arena, Bert Ogden over there, that's in a TERS. You keep giving it away, and then our appraised values come up, and then we, the taxpayers, have to pay for it. So at some point, we are going to be dying, each and every one of you sitting up there for the next 30, 40 years. And I am curious to know what your answer will be, is how did you take care of my people if you get to the pearly gates? That's just kind of a iffy here. Thank you.
Pursuant to 551-071 and 072 of the Texas Government Code, I will entertain a motion to proceed to executive session. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Aye.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. Under open session, item 29. Let me go back to item 28A and 28B. There will be no action under item 28A and 28B. 29A, real estate acquisition appropriation for sale. There's no action to be taken today. 29B, pending and or potential litigation. There is no action to be taken today. 29C, claim of Phoenix Loss Control, Inc. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $2,015.74.
approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 29D, cause number CCD-0457-A, City of FAR versus Rafael Martinez et al. Judge Commissioners, I'd ask that Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office be assigned to protect the county's interest, again, on cause number CCD-0457-A, City of FAR versus Rafael Martinez et al.
Approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye. Aye, motion carries.
There is no need to go back into closed or open session before adjournment. We will not have Commissioners Court next week. Our next scheduled Commissioners Court is December 4th, and I will work with the court with respect to the last two sessions of the year.
Need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
What is this one? Oh, all of this is yours.
Hello?
Oh, this is yours also, Mike.
Yes.